Good morning. Happy Thursday to you. What is the date today? It is the 25th. We have just maybe a week before we get into August. The summer has flown by. It has been the oddest summer I have ever spent in all of my 63 years. But how are we? How are we doing? What is new in your world? What is the weather doing? And what do you have planned out for the rest of the summer? I'm Kitryn Marie, reside in St. Louis, Missouri, an artist, writer, speaker, life, and a business coach. Teach a variety of art classes, group painting lessons, teach how to put a vision board together. Kind of changed my angle up here this morning. I'm just ready for new. I am ready for exciting. I am ready to come out of isolation, hibernation. I am ready to partake in life like you would not believe. No need to take anything by storm, because I do not attach to things that do not correlate with who I am. Getting ready to start a new gig on August 5th that I know will prove to be beneficial not only to me, but to the entity in which I will be lending my hand. I want to talk about a variety of different things this morning. First, how are people buying cars these days? What exactly is that process? 2 months now, I think my car died. The cylinder, the fourth, it's a 4-cylinder car, 20-year-old car, that only had 134,000 miles on it. The fourth cylinder in the car cracked at the engine, which means where the coil sits, if you're a gearhead, because I always try to know a little bit about everything, just so I'm more educated. Where the coil sits, on top of the spark plug, that fits into this apparatus of some sort that connects to the engine, it cracked. Cannot be fixed. My guy tried. Apparently there's a sleeve you can put over that entity where the spark plug, it was cracked and shattered. No one knows how that happened, and there was oil in the car, if anybody's going to ask that, because that was the first thing the guy said to me, is there oil in it? And I'm like, yeah, I just had the oil changed. So anyway, how are people buying cars? What am I doing with my 20-year-old car that's sitting in my driveway? I have no clue. But anyway, I've been working on that, trying to figure out, who do you trust? Who do you trust in general, in your circumference of people that you know? Where am I going to look for this new car? Someone leave me a comment, reach out to me, let me know, how am I going to get another car? What am I looking for? But anyway, that's one thing that I'm working on. The other thing, going back to what are you attaching yourself to? Some clown a very long time ago said to me, do not attach yourself to anything that you can not walk away from. Understanding, attaching, and commitment are two different things. I will not attach to anything that does not correlate with who I am and the plan in which I am trying to move towards. I still want to move out of this house after the vehicle purchase, and once I am, lending my hand at this new gig, I am still looking to move. The biggest disappointment of this year has been the plan that I have been working on for the last 10 did not manifest with the person that I was trusting and believing to want the same thing that I did. Being attached to situations that are unhealthy and toxic to a person's mental status says more about their poor quality of how they feel about themselves. And I've been trying to think this morning how I can explain this to the general public. And this is no offense really to the person to whom I am kind of describing, but if you know this person, you very much are aware of how brainwashing works, and it takes over who you are as an individual. Hypothetically, a person who has been military trained, they are told to follow the rules. They are told to conform to a matter in which is life or death. I get that. Totally understand that. More power to anybody who has been in the military, who has sworn an oath to defend. I understand it. Person gets out of the military, that rigidity no longer exists. Takes a job in a labor type situation with a bunch of people who are not educated, and this is nothing against laborers, nothing, because I've dated quite a few in my life. But they do not hold a candle, mostly, against anybody that has been in the military. Different types of backgrounds, different types of training, unless you are that military person who has went to go work in a labor type situation and you have become the leader. You have become the person in charge. You are the one that is molding and shaping your people that are working for you because you have a road to build or a structure to put up, iron worker, sprinkler fitter, so on and so forth. The labor department goes far and wide. But when you have been told a million years, those that commit to an entity, that life or death is the situation, but yet you go and you take a job where it is not life or death, but you will not take on the leadership role, and you do not understand why the people in your outfit do not follow the same rule of thumb. You have attached yourself to a situation that you know is futile and does not correlate with who you are or why you do the things that you do. And I hope that made sense. There are people who are leaders. There are people who are followers. There are people who are brainwashed. There are people who will conform, and they attach to situations because they do not know how to make a concisive choice for themselves to better who they are, and they allow it to destroy their mental health, their physical health. They allow it to keep them stuck in positions because they do not know what it's like to step outside of that attachment. I talk about those things in my vision board class. Had a wonderful class yesterday. 4 ladies who came to my house, a group of friends. They all took vacation at the same time. And the one conversation that came up was they had had issues with dating, people who they have attached themselves to. And I had asked them, how many people have you moved in with? How many people have moved in with you since 2011? And they kind of all looked at each other and laughed. One girl had moved in with 2 different people. One girl had 3 different guys move in with her. And I'm like, and what's your bank account looking like now because of those stupid choices? And I didn't mean it to be disrespectful. I didn't mean it to be rude. But sometimes people need huge wake-up calls in their life. You know, their bank accounts were like next to nothing because they paid for the moves. They allowed these people to take over their life, to attach to where there was no commitment. So again, I will ask you, what are you attached to and what are you committing to? Because at this point in life, if you are not being true to who you are and aligning with where you were supposed to be in life, these next 20 years, you know, it's going to be like a Meatloaf song. You're going to be praying for the end of time. But I am Kitryn Marie. I do reside in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm an artist, writer, speaker, a life, and a business coach. For today, for tomorrow, be happy, be blessed, be thankful for everything. Fate turns on a dime. You decide what side of that coin you want to be on. You know, you can commit to something and change your life, or you can be attached to something and suffer for the rest of it. Take care.